squatters rules here are 20 years.
Oh, 20 years.
Yeah, and that's unencumbered. So somebody would have to be on the land, living there for 20 years without anyone ever saying to them,
Oh, okay.
"Oh, you're living on, somebody else's land and you need to move."
Hi everyone, and welcome to part 4 of my interview with Leah. In this video, we are going to talk about squatter laws in Dominican Republic and also labor laws that affect expats who are living in the Dominican Republic. Please watch and enjoy.
I wasn't looking for land. This land sort of found me.
Okay.
And through a real estate agent. And once I even decided, watch this little river here. Once I decided, okay, maybe I can build something here. I never looked at other properties.
Oh, okay.
I just decided, okay, because I knew this was going to answer everything I needed.
Okay. Say that again, you knew that this road
was going to be built. It was never here before.
Oh, okay.
So, but it meant that if one day I wanted to, I can just sell the front half of the property with the commercial space and keep the house, or I could just sell the house.
Right.
So it gave me a lot more possibilities of what I could do in the future. So this road was important, and obviously how close we are to the beach.
Right.
Was very important.
Is this land also being sold next to you?
It's been for sale for a long time, but it's very big.
It's
like 4,400 square meters.
And then they want everything bought at the same time.
Yeah, well, they're not going to sell part of it.
That's why it's taking so long to be bought.
Yeah. So this.
Yeah, I saw the sign. I just took a video of it.
So it's just phone numbers.
Yeah.
So it's hard to know what they're selling.
Yeah.
Because this is a lot going up this hill.
Right.
But at the top of that hill, there's no view of anything.
Oh, interesting.
You would think there's a view of
the
ocean,
think so, right.
Because the ocean is not that far over there, but there isn't.
Interesting.
Trust me.
Like, let me see what's going on there.
Yeah.
That's really great. Okay.
There's been people over here working, and I haven't walked over here since they started working. So,
So I see there's a lot of mosquitoes here. What do you do about that?
Well, all of the windows and doors have screens.
Oh, nice. So you don't get any mosquitoes inside.
Okay.
Oh, that's great.
Okay, so what they've done is they've closed in this. So this wall here is new.
Okay.
So they've closed it in.
Right. Squatter rules in the Dominican Republic. If you don't occupy your property in how many years before you lose it?
Well, squatters rules here are 20 years.
Oh, 20 years.
Yeah, and that's unencumbered. So somebody would have to be on the land, living there for 20 years without anyone ever saying to them,
"Oh, okay,
you're living on, somebody else's land and you need to move."
Oh, then that's fair.
Yeah. The problem it's the law isn't what the problem is. It's enforcing the law. Because it's very difficult. So let's say, and I'm going to use actually the lot that's right on the other side of this wall.
Right.
Because it's the lot that is now between where we're standing and my lot.
Right.
I've never met the people that own it. I've been told that they are a couple from Florida.
Okay.
They built the wall before I built my wall. And I don't think they've been back since.
Okay.
So that's at least a year.
Okay.
So they have not had eyes on their property.
And they don't have anybody to have eyes on them while they're away.
Well, I don't know that.
Right.
Like
you haven't seen anybody.
They might have somebody checking on it, but that they are a very good example of somebody that could easily end up with a problem because they're not here, and now a little family has moved onto their property.
Right.
And yes, they can go to the court, and the court will issue a document that says, okay, little family, you have to move, but try and find a police officer that'll move them.
Oh my, and you can't move them yourself.
You won't.
You will not.
You will not find someone that will move that.
Unless they are on gringos, foreigners. That's what you're saying. No, but the police will not be able to move them. I saw a video.
The police should be moving them.
Right, but
here they won't.
Why is that?
Because that's their home.
That's their home.
Yeah, you're not going to find a police officer that's going to move a family.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That must be very tough, because I saw
And that's the case here for a lot of things, because a lot of the laws here, not just real estate laws, but lots of laws are the same as Canada.
Right.
But it's the enforcement.
Right.
Like in Canada, you have to wear seatbelts. In Canada, you have to wear a helmet when you're on a
Right.
motorcycle. Those are the same laws here.
Right.
How many people do you see wearing helmets on
Exactly.
motorcycles?
Hardly anybody.
It's the law that you
Right.
have to wear one.
Interesting, but nobody stops anybody to say
Well,
anything.
this is it.
Right.
I mean, it comes down to the enforcement of the law. They
Right.
have the laws,
Right.
but they don't mean anything.
They don't mean anything.
Right?
That's a
I mean,
biggest
they don't mean
problem.
anything if you don't enforce it.
Exactly. The thing about the squatter rule, I saw a video about foreigners. I think they were American. They were renting a place, a place somewhere in, I think it was in Sosua or maybe Puerto Plata, and then the owners of their land or whatever, they came in and they were kicked out of the house.
Oh.
They were foreigners, of course, but I'm sure if they were Dominican, they would have been.
They didn't know that it was being rented to somebody.
They didn't know whoever was renting.
owners.
Yeah, the renter was not the actual owner. It's just somebody.
The owner didn't know that someone was living in their house.
Yeah, no, the owner didn't know somebody built on their property.
Oh.
Or maybe they did, but they only made it an issue when the foreigner rented the property.
Oh, that's even worse.
So the renter was an American, and their family, they have to be kicked out.
Yep.
Yeah. So
It's very hard. I mean, obviously, when you're renting something, you're not going to say to the owner, "Oh, let me see your title document. I need to know that you own the property." I mean, you're just not going to do that.
right.
So.
If you have a family, you're just gonna get kicked out like that on the streets, and it's
Exactly.
very embarrassing.
Yeah, for sure. But again, there's still laws here that protect those tenants.
Okay.
So you can't, like, you can evict somebody, but there's a process.
Okay.
You can't just say, "Oh, you've got 15 days to move."
Right.
Here you can't do that.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I hear a lot about people saying that in Dominican Republic, the laws only favor Dominicans. Foreigners, if you go to a court with a Dominican, most likely you're going to lose as a foreigner. Do you believe that?
Yes and no.
Okay.
First of all, if you're a resident here, like if you have paperwork and you reside here
Right.
and you are documented, then you're going to be treated in the court
Okay.
exactly the same way as a Dominican.
Right.
A lot of times, a lot of conflicts that I see between expats and Dominicans are labor conflicts. So it might be like, I hired them to do something and the job wasn't done properly. I hired them to be a housekeeper and something was stolen, like whatever.
Right.
But there's still labor laws here. And I think what I see is a lot of expats don't know what the labor laws are, so they're actually not abiding by them.
Okay.
So a common one here in the Dominican Republic is everybody in the month of December, by December 1st, gets double pay for that month, for the whole month.
Wow.
And a lot of people don't get paid that,
Right.
and it's against the law. So what happens then is, but then a lot of the expats don't even know that they're supposed to be, because they're just hiring someone to come in and do housekeeping,
Right.
babysit their kids, or do the landscaping. They're not really thinking, "Oh no, there's labor laws here
Right.
that you need to actually understand."
And they apply to everybody, even if it's a part-time
That's
contract,
right,
it doesn't
that's
matter.
right. So then all of a sudden, that girl that you think has been stealing gets fired, and she takes you to court and says, "Okay, well, here, when you leave your job, whether you get fired or you quit, you get termination pay." So she's going
For how long?
It depends on how long you've worked for. It's a set charge. So she would get termination pay, plus she might then also start claiming all of the other stuff that she hadn't been paid for the time that she was there. And it might have been that 2 weeks vacation pay is mandatory here to get paid. The double pay in December is a big one. So now all of a sudden this girl that you fired because you think has been stealing from you takes you to court, and you now have to pay her $2,000 US. A lot of people get mad at that. But what I say to them is, it's your own damn fault, because you didn't know the labor law to begin with. Like, if she had been registered properly and you'd have been paying her properly, then you would have given her 10,000 pesos termination, and that would have been the end of the relationship.
Right.
But so usually the conflicts I see here are not the problem of the Dominican person.
Oh, it's the gringo's ignorance. So everybody be mindful of that.
All right, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. There's a few more parts to my interview with Leah. We are going to get into more details about her budget and the process that she went through to get her land and start building her buildings. So please stay tuned for that. And if you have anything else to add to what was shared in this video, please do comment below and give us your insight and all knowledge on what you know about labor laws in Dominican Republic and other laws that can affect expats. As always, thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you in the next video. Thank you and God bless.